Hi besties, happy Mondays. So I'm a little sick, so if I'm too low, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try to keep it as high as possible for the volume, but I'm definitely going through it, y'all. I got my tea and I had a whole bunch of hauls and all that good stuff too, but let's get into it. Today we're going to be doing mother-in-law stories off Reddit. We're going to have some Are You the A-hole stories, and we're just going to have some stories about mothers-in-laws. I hope you guys enjoy this episode, and let's get into it. Why does my mother-in-law always make everything about her? I saw my mother-in-law recently, and I was having a conversation with my father-in-law that I have developed some really serious PTSD after a terrible car accident that I've gotten into where I barely survived. Now I have severe PTSD from sitting in cars. My mother-in-law was eavesdropping and started saying how bad her PTSD is from her fender bender accident, and she barely can't even step in a car. She barely got touched by a car while she was at a stoplight and shifted the whole conversation to herself. It's so frustrating. I don't know how to navigate her pick-me personality. Yeah, personally, people that is like always one-upping, I think those people are just like kind of like attention seekers. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been a one-upper before sometime in my life, and it's just something that like when you're a one-upping someone and you don't feel that good about yourself, it feels good because it's like, well, I'm speaking positive about myself, like I'm doing good for me, but really you're struggling deep down inside about your worth, and you're really just trying to make everybody make you feel better by saying, oh yeah, appraisal to what you're doing, blah blah blah. But in all actuality, you need to look yourself in the mirror and just be like, I'm good at this. And mother-in-laws, stop being in competition with your daughter-in-laws or your son-in-laws or whatever in-laws. Don't make it weird. Just respect one another. It's not hard. Seriously. Okay, besties, the title for this one is I assume my mother-in-law stole most of the gold and money from our wedding gifts. 2 years later, I found out that I was right all along. I hope some legal action could be taken, because what you mean you stole money and gold? Are you crazy? Are you mad? Have you gone mad? Okay. Anyways, let's get to the story, besties. He cried the night of our wedding when he realized I was right. But we never knew if she took anything because she gave us the boxes back after our honeymoon. So who knew what was missing or not? Other than us assuming, because we didn't even have 1/8 of what we expected. I visited them recently with my husband. We don't live in the same country, by the way. And my father-in-law, who is now getting a divorce from my mother-in-law, told my youngest sister-in-law. He told her, Mom took all your brother's gold and monetary gifts from his wedding. What I didn't know was that she took money from my son's birthday party. He told her that too. I'm a little relieved that I was right and wasn't accusing her for no reason. Honey, what you mean you relieved that you was right? First of all, okay, I get it. I'm walking in a new faith, y'all. So like, fighting in crime is not the way to go. Some may want to pray about it. I don't think this is in America, because I would have been suing about it, okay? I would have been suing about it. We would have been sued. And I know a lot of the times it's like, oh, well, they got like, it's like a financial plan that you got to go through, and it's not what everybody think in the movies. I don't want it to be what I think in the movies. I want my money. But yeah, besties, that's just how I feel about the story. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about that one. Let's move on to the next story. This title is called Stole My Identity. Y'all can't be stealing people's identities. That's not cool, man. Alright. This sounds made up, but I promise this happened, and I haven't spoken to her in 2 years. Mother-in-law took a picture of my social on the hospital paperwork while I was giving birth to my child. This happened 6 years ago. A few months after he was born, she racked up on enormous debt using my social, my name, and my birthday. The address and all of the info, like her email, was sent to her, and I didn't receive any notifications about the debt until 4 years later. I have been trying to buy a house and build my credit since 2021. I owed thousands and my credit was in the toilet. Part of the problem did lie with me as well, of course. I should have been checking my credit report at least yearly instead of having faith that on my own my payments were on time and they were helping the situation. I was absolutely shattered. Still, have no plans to speak to her. Blocked on all accounts, my phone, and even my mother had to block her because she kept calling for forgiveness. I spent 4 years getting close to this woman. She called me and complained and vented sometimes. She took care of our kids. She smiled in my face while stabbing me in my back. Thank you for listening to my vent. Because in my head, I can imagine just beating her up, just beating her down. What you mean? You stole my identity. You put me in crippling debt. I had a baby. Does that not is not clocking for you? Yeah, just keep that energy over there. But also, why wasn't you checking your credit report? You know what? Yeah, you was right for owning up for what you did too. Because baby, what you mean you wasn't checking your credit report? She's still wrong, but you need to be more mindful of the things that you got going on. I know you probably didn't expect it, but this is a dog eat dog world, baby. This is America, or wherever you was at. This is reality. You can't. You gotta protect yourself better, baby. Okay, my mother-in-law takes things from me without asking. It started with her taking my son's old baby clothes and giving them to my brother-in-law's child. I don't mind passing things down, but when I asked her about it, she had lied to me straight to my face. She also takes the food that is labeled with my son's name on it to give to other grandkids. Again, I don't mind sharing, but it really screws up my meal plans with my son's food when it keeps getting taken. I also am struggling financially, and she knows this. She has taken my son's blankets without asking and never returns them. She took his sippy cups and they were never returned. My son's ibuprofen, his gas droplets, my son's toys. A whole plethora of things have been taken from this woman and her son, and she does not care. She said, I'm starting to think that she doesn't value my son as a grandchild. Am I the a-hole for being upset that she takes things without asking? Now, I don't think you're an a-hole, but I don't think you're upset enough either. Because how many times she gonna come over your house and take stuff from that baby until you say something? This was a year ago. Imagine how long she's been doing that. You don't really give context about how old this baby is, but he obviously isn't that old. He's not older than 5 years old. Or they are not older than 5 years old. Yeah, he. She did say son, girl. Remember the story. You just read it. Anyway, I genuinely think that you need to get some pep in your step, put your foot down, and tell your mother-in-law that she cannot just be coming over taking his stuff. That is stuff that you worked very hard to pay for, and even if she did pay for it, why are you paying for stuff and you taking it and giving it to other kids? This is not the charity home. You want to go to Goodwill, get that stuff for them. Go to the thrift store, go to Target. Baby, not my house. This is my child's things. What is wrong with you? Yeah, I don't think you're the a-hole, but I don't think you're mad enough. Because I personally don't like people stealing from me. And I know you're probably trying to be nice. And then also, where's your husband? Where is your husband when this lady is stealing all this stuff from you? Because hopefully he's not passed away, but it's like, babe, say something. Hello. Hello, this is your mother or your wife. Whoever, but whatever. You need to say something. Put your foot in it and down. Okay? In it and down. They'll feel it that way. But no, not the a-hole. Okay, besties, that wraps up the Am I the A-hole and mother-in-law stories for today. Hope you guys have a wonderful Monday. And don't forget to drop down in the comments some of your experiences with mother-in-laws. Or don't forget to drop in the comments how you feel about these stories. Because I definitely want to know. Some mother-in-laws are crazy, and a lot of the mother-in-laws that I've been reading about were the mothers of the sons. So that says a lot about women who are raising little boys and their fathers. Get it together. Hope my son never ends up on a Reddit story post that is negative. All right, besties. Bye.